We have to ask apology from the committee.
We have to ask apology from the committee,
from the GA, and then ask for their blessings and permission to remain on the site.
And then ask for their blessings and permission to remain on the site.
Otherwise, this movement has no ground to stand on.
Otherwise, this movement has no ground to stand on.
As we have to acknowledge First Nations rights.
As we have to acknowledge First Nations rights.
That's the message.
That's the message.
Mic check. It has been brought to my attention.
It has been brought to my attention
that the security or the Peace Corps.
That the Peace Corps
would like it very much.
Would like it very much.
If the people or individual.
If the people or individual
would stop setting off fireworks.
Would stop setting off fireworks.
If the fireworks are to continue.
If the fireworks are to continue.
The fire department will come in.
The fire department will come in.
They're already here.
Are they?
Yeah.
Mic check. Mic check.
Oh, just a quiet process here too.
I
was speaking
with a Musqueam elder.
With a Musqueam elder.
Jerry Sparrow.
Jerry Sparrow.
Who is a respected elder.
Who is a respected elder.
This territory.
Of this territory.
Not the territory across the water.
Not the territory across the water.
Not the territory up the Fraser.
Not the territory up the Fraser.
Not the territory far, far away.
Not the territory far, far away.
But of this ground we are standing on.
This ground we are standing on.
She supports me.
She supports me.
And in turn. She supports you.
She supports you.
Okay.
Point of process on, there's been a proposal, I think.
We're still in announcements.
Have all the committee representatives made their committee announcements?
You should mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check.
Have all the committee representatives made their committee announcements?
Made their committee announcements.
Anyone? It looks like it.
It looks like it.
So,
committee.
Actually, I'd like to make
mic check.
Mic check.
I'd like to note.
I'd like to note
that the parade with brooms in the street.
That the parade with brooms in the street.
Which starts tomorrow.
Which starts tomorrow.
Is at 11.
Is that
11?
Not 11:30.
Not 11:30.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Daily.
Daily.
So,
Mic check.
mic check.
Mic check.
I have two suggestions.
I have two suggestions.
One of them refers to the apology.
One of them refers to the apology.
I feel that is something that should be taken to a working group. So that we can come up with a statement.
You can't be making opinions like that. You're the moderator.
Okay.
This is really process of how GA works, though.
Yeah.
Well, I'll make that point then.
We can talk about it now loud and fractiously, or talk about it loud individually.
Because we can't really pass a proposal on something that has yet to be formulated.
We don't have a choice.
Okay, just a sec.
The letter is already written, and it's gonna forward to the First Nations to follow the protocol, because we might need to bring gifts, or we might need to bring something for them to recognize GA.
Can I ask? Who wrote the statement?
Myself.
Okay, so
can I get a?
We will never get anywhere.
So
Can I-
scrap.
May I read it?
So to clarify, this gentleman here
This gentleman here
has written a letter to
Apologize
for trespassing
without permission
from our elders
from our Salish nation.
From our elders from the Coast Salish Nation.
After the apology, we want to ask blessing and permission from our elders to remain on this site.
Okay.
Mic check.
Okay, I just want to stop for a second and say I'm keeping a speakers list, so if you do want to speak, if you can put your hand up, that would be awesome.
I just like.
Mic check. Mic check.
Yeah,
I was
we
just
need to
going to
do
do
some
that.
process
Yeah, but go ahead. Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check.
This is the stacker.
This is the stacker.
That means
If
you want
to speak
at the General Assembly, you raise your hand. And make eye contact. With the stacker. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. So I was confused. That is actually Ricky.
Hey.
Tonight.
In the camp.
In the camp.
There was two native brothers here
There were two native brothers here
that stand up with me
that stand up with me
all the way for me to burn smudge. Without the fire department telling me to put it out. I have the rights to do it. Yeah. Mic check.
Mic check.
I've read our brother's letter. It is a good letter.
It is a good letter.
The Coast Salish Nation.
The Coast Salish Nation extends
from Mount Curry all the way to Lytton.
from Mount Curry all the way to
And
Lytton
everything in between.
and everything in between.
The territory we are on
The territory we are on
is Musqueam.
is Musqueam.
The people that you need to ask
The people that you need to ask
are Jerry Sparrow's relatives.
are Jerry Sparrow's relatives.
I, on behalf of Occupy Vancouver, tried to make good relations.
Have tried to make good relations
Or do have good relations
Jerry.
with Jerry. She is a wonderful elder. A spiritual person. All you need to do is ask one person.
All you need to do is ask one person.
And that person will go.
And that person will go
If there is a need.
if there is a need
To get the proper authorization.
to get the proper authorization.
Other than that, you're okay here.
We're okay here. Thank you.
Mic check.
Mic check.
Generally, after the announcements, what we do is listen to proposals from committees and vote on them. Can I get a temperature check about whether or not people would like to hear these proposals tonight? If you would, wiggle your fingers. If you are opposed, wiggle your fingers now. Is there any, do this. Is there anyone who would block this? Doesn't look like it. So now, we have consensus.
We have consensus.
And we will now move to
Apologies, brothers and sisters.
Apologies, brothers and sisters.
My point of process is
My point of process is
that our moderator began that process
our moderator began that process
by suggesting a temperature check
by suggesting a temperature check
and did not solicit questions or clarifications.
and did not suggest questions or clarifications.
Therefore, it's not appropriate to call that a consensus,
Therefore, it's not appropriate to call that a consensus,
but only a general agreement that we will continue on in this fashion.
but only a general agreement that we will continue on in this fashion.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for the correction, and I apologize.
Are you speaking to the process?
Mic check.
Mic check.
I just want to mention.
I just want to mention.
I spoke to the fireman.
I spoke to the
We
fireman.
are allowed to smudge.
We
We are allowed to smudge.
Thank you.
Yay!
Okay.
All right. Moving on to proposals.
Moving on to proposal.
Right? Well, it's just a proposal.
Let's do the short ones first.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a question. I want to read the letter. Is this now or later or what?
Later, we're doing proposals.
Right now,
Right now,
we are doing proposals. So when we get to
So when we get to
that particular
that particular
proposal, we will hear
we will hear
the letter.
the letter.
so mic check.
Mic check.
I already read you the proposal from press committee.
I already read you the proposal from press committee.
I believe that it's simple
I believe that it's simple
and non-controversial,
and non-controversial,
and that if we approve it,
and that if we approve it,
we will have felt the sense of accomplishment,
we will have felt a sense of accomplishment,
and then we can move on to the next one.
and then we can move on to the next one.
How does that sound?
How does that sound?
Are you speaking on this proposal?
Do that then.
Good mic check because it's not really being communicated properly everything. We can't hear you from back here.
Raise the roof then when you
Mic
need to.
check! Mic check! Mic check!
Mic check.
There is a proposal
There is a proposal
from the press committee
from the press committee
to send a press release
to send out a press release
with the following short statement.
short statement.
Quote,
Quote,
our encampment
our encampment
at the Vancouver Art Gallery
at the Vancouver Art Gallery
is an integral part
is an integral part
of Occupy Vancouver's
of Occupy Vancouver's
political expression.
political expression.
Period.
Period.
That's the end.
That's the end.
That's the end. So I am here
So I am here
to get a vote,
to get a vote,
questions, clarifications,
questions, clarifications,
and if there's consensus,
and if there is consensus,
I will bring it back to the press committee,
I will bring it back to the press committee,
and the world will be notified in short order.
and the world will be notified in short order.
Thank you.
Thank you. Just waiting for the moderator.
I'm just looking for a hand, so I see a hand right here. Yeah.
Mic check.
So, I come from afar, but not that far.
I come from afar, but not that far.
I'm basically a northern BC resident, but I'm happy to be here tonight.
I'm basically a northern BC resident, but I'm happy to be here tonight.
And so I feel like I won't vote on this, but I do have a question about it.
I feel like I won't vote about this, but I will have a question about it.
My first response
is
is that it seems thin to me.
that seems thin to me.
And many Canadians, many global citizens
Many Canadians and many global
are
citizens
cheering on this whole support for the 99%.
are cheering on this whole support for the 99%.
And so for me, I would like to hear
And so I would like to hear
something more substantive in terms of a declaration.
something more substantive in terms of declaration.
And I acknowledge the challenges in trying to arrive at a common statement.
Trying to arrive at a common statement.
Thank you.
Well, I've got 3 people on the speakers list.
But that's a direct response here is really.
The clarifications, when it comes, clarifications, the person making the proposal has right of reply.